Yeah, so I get asked a lot what monster I hate the most, what monster I think is the easiest to kill, what monster I think, you know, is the scariest. So we're going to do a tier list. We have 5 things on this tier list. We have dogs, because they're absolute dogs to fight. But we have very difficult, the ones that are very difficult. Have to be careful. Ones that aren't too hard, but aren't easy. We have easy to dodge. These guys are nothing. And we have hardly a threat. These are our tiers. So we're going to go through all these monsters, about 18 in repo, and we're going to list them along with the chat, because I am streaming right now, and we're going to list every monster into a tier list. Okay, so we're going to base this on a lot of things: how hard they are to fight, how annoying they are on like certain runs, and yeah, we're just gonna rank them. Let's just rank them. Let's get it done. So first, we should rank the hidden. No, we shouldn't rank the hidden first. Let's rank the Peeper first. So the Peeper is hardly a threat when you're actually fighting him, right? He's really easy to dodge. But at the same time, guys, what you have to remember with the Peeper is if you're carrying something on a high run, he might just grab you. But overall, he's annoying, yes. I think he's easy to dodge, right? I think the Peeper is fine and easy to dodge. Yes, he can be really annoying. He can be one-shot by most weapons. And all he takes is to, like, you can hide behind a wall, hide behind a pillar, hide behind an object. You can hold an item up and dodge him. Mr. Tree said it best. You can see him before he hits you. Hardly a threat? Do we think he's hardly a threat? I think he can be a threat. Guys, think about this. You're on a high level run. You're holding the money bag for whatever reason, and bang, he gets you. But then again, I'm saying it, but it's very situational. Are we ranking him on individual ability, or as a combination, they could also be dangerous? I think individual ability, he's hardly a threat. A threat to new players, true. On their own. So we're ranking the monsters on their own, just to clear that up. By themselves, then hardly a threat. Okay, Peeper ranked hardly a threat. Let's go for the Shadow Child. Shadow Child, I think, in my opinion, is easy to dodge. I don't think he's hardly a threat because he can stop you looking at an entire direction. General nuisance, exactly. He's very much of a nuisance, but I think he can be a bit of a threat. So do we think hardly a threat? I kind of agree. I think he's very much in between these two. I would put him in between if it was me. We can't put him in between. So hardly a threat. You can knock him over levels 1 to 5. I mean, you just look away from him, realistically. All you do is turn away from him. Put a nuisance category, but I feel like everything's going to go in the nuisance category. Okay, let's rank a higher tiered monster. Let's rank a tier 3. What about Laser Beam? Laser Beam, in my opinion, is one of the weaker tier 3s. So Laser Beam is not overly hard to fight when you know his attack patterns. I think have to be careful for Laser Beam. Have to be careful. I think have to be careful. I think he is easy to dodge, but he can catch you out. Guys, how many times, let me be honest, have you been fighting a Laser Beam or like you accidentally crouch, he shoots the floor? Like, for a good player, I agree he's easy to dodge. But for the general player base, I think you have to be careful because he can catch you off and kick you. Like, if you're trying to like 1v1 him as well with small objects to get an early orb, I think you still have to be careful of Laser Beam. Exactly. He's easy to dodge, but you still have to be careful because it's kind of a long fight, right? And he's definitely not very difficult. I think he's on the lower tier. Yeah, the lower tier of have to be careful, I think, is perfect. But guys, when we think of these monsters, we have to think on like a player perspective of like people that have played a lot of repo, which I'm sure a lot of like me and a lot of people in chat have. And we also have to think about like the entire player base. Like the entire player base has not got like as much knowledge or hours as probably a lot of us have. You know what I mean? So I think if we're thinking for the whole player base, I think you have to be careful with the clown. But for good players, he's pretty easy. Do the ducky next. Apex Predator. See, this is where it's difficult. This is where it's very difficult because the Apex Predator, he's hardly a threat, but he's also have to be careful. I just annoy him because later on in runs, hear me out. Later in runs, when you're carrying like a server or an ice cream machine, or you're carrying like any sort of item, he just jumps on it and angers himself. He's hardly a threat. But then again, you have to be careful in the later rounds, like not aggroing him. So do we think easy to dodge? Do we rename the categories? Hold on. Do we just rename the categories? So guys, just for the video, we've renamed the tiers because these teams, the last tiers didn't really make sense, but we've renamed the tiers. So dogs are things that are just dogs of an enemy. We've got difficult enemies, doable enemies, but you have to be careful. We have enemies that just aren't a threat, And then we have enemies that are just nuisances. They're not hard, they're not easy, but they're just a nuisance to deal with. Nuisance and not a threat around? I agree. Okay, so this is the official list. This is the official 5 tiers that we're going for. We're not going to switch it again for the video. This is it. All right, let's go for the next enemy. Let's do the blowtie. Now, the blowtie in general is not that hard of a monster. The blowtie is not that difficult to dodge, but there is times where he will run you over. He will stomp through your stuff. He will blow you and knock you down. But he also recently got a HP buff, so he has actually got more health. So I think he is technically on par with the clown. He takes 3 shots from a pistol. He doesn't get stunned by the pistol. I think he's doable to kill, but he's a tier 2, but he's probably one of the stronger tier 2s. I think it's doable, but I still think you have to be careful around the blowtie. I think we chuck him doable, but careful. People underestimate the blowtie, in my opinion. And he also blows items. If you're carrying an item, he'll blow it out your hand. I think we're in agreement here. Okay. Right, let's do the Huntsman. In the current state of the game, the Huntsman is difficult, in my opinion. The Huntsman is difficult. He's not necessarily a dog. So the thing is, the reason I'm putting Huntsman in difficult, yes, he's got the humming now, so you do know where he is. He still will shoot you randomly for 100 damage every time. Early game Huntsman is a beast. That's what I'm saying. He's very, very annoying. He's definitely a difficult monster to deal with. On high runs, he'll knock you down and stun you. Like, he's still a difficult monster. But then again, doable but careful. I think he's become a lot less doable in the newer updates. In the old updates, he would have been here. In the old update, he would have been here. On the new update, he's up here. Okay, I think the chat... Yeah, the chat agrees difficult. All right, guys, bombers. Bombers, in my opinion, are not a threat. They're annoying. Nuisance, yeah, but I don't think they hit the nuisance category. Like, in comparison to, without getting ahead of ourselves, gnomes compared to bangers, I would put gnomes there. So, in comparison, I think the gnomes are worse than the bangers. But I think the bangers generally aren't really a threat. You can just chuck them in a pit. You just throw them away from yourself. You can even use them to kill other monsters. But I think not a threat for the bangers, in my opinion. Overall, in the game, bangers are never really going to be the thing that should take you out of your run. You know what I mean? Okay, next monster. Let's do the child. The child's a dog. He is. I'm sorry. He's a dog. He's an absolute dog. Only 4 strength? Yes, but he's a dog. He comes up. He goes... And then he throws something. I mean, all right, let's be real. I think I put him up there because I hate him. Chat saying difficult or doable. I think the baby is doable. But I just guys, I hate him. I hate him. He's early, right? Early game dog, late game doable. Definitely doable. But he's gonna be high tier doable because he is really annoying. So the baby isn't doable. As annoying as he is, and as much as he deserves to be up there because he is an absolute dog, we'll put him high tier doable. Okay, let's do the Trudge. The Trudge isn't difficult, but he's a dog. The 500 HP alone makes him a dog. He's extremely annoying. He camps the extracts. He camps the rooms. He'll camp where you're hiding. He's a dog. He moves so slow. He is very, very annoying. I think he's a dog. Exactly. The Trudge literally locks off a point on the map. Like, the Trudge just fully locks it off. As a monster, he is extremely annoying. And guys, you got to remember, he also has an ability that one-shots you. So keep that in mind. Level 1, if you get a Trudge, you just reset. Like, it's just... he's cooked. You'd have to be trying to get it by his one-shot, but it's not always the case. Like, sometimes he will just grab you. And he can kill through walls, exactly. All right, let's go for the chef. Guys, what are we saying about the chef? So here's the thing with the chef. He's not necessarily that bad. He's easy to dodge. Nuisance? Because he is a threat, because he does knock you over. He's just a fine monster. He's not any harder than these two. He's probably easier than both of these two tier 1s. He does hit you and he can catch you off guard, which is what you have to worry about. Early game, he is easy to kill. Low tier nuisance. The chef can do... Oh, that's true. The chef can damage your items. Yeah, the chef can be really annoying and like damage your cart. I agree. I think chef is nuisance because he makes you go out of your way to dodge him. I agree. All right, chef is going in nuisance. All right, next monster. Let's go for the robe. The robe is straight into dog. The robe is a dog. Difficult? Oh, we're very split between difficult and dog. I think she's a dog. The way she sneaks up on you is cooked. We think more difficult, chat, really. The amount of runs I've seen lost for a robe. Oh, also, put out there that if your cart is blocking the way, she will just smash your whole cart up. Just don't look at her. That is true. Yeah, that would make me put her in high difficult, because if you just don't look at her, she's not that big of a threat, right? She just sneaks around. But then again, she's so silent that she just sneaks up on you. At the same time, I think she has a case for being in dog. I really do. I think she has a very strong case. We're going to go with low dog. Exactly. Low dog is exactly what I was thinking. All right, guys, let's do the gnomes. And let's be real. The gnomes are the biggest nuisance. 100% the gnomes are the biggest nuisance in the game. And they belong everywhere with being here. They're easy to kill, but they will annoy the shit out of you until you kill them. Okay? The gnomes are a nuisance. And that's all that needs to be said about gnomes. Especially because the fact they lock onto items in your cart. They lock onto you. They make you jump around. They get you panicking, so you get caught by other monsters. The gnomes, they belong there. They deserve their own tier of nuisance. Nuisance gods is what they deserve. But we're going to leave them there. Alright, let's run the hidden. And hear me out here. The hidden is either doable but careful or difficult. He's super easy to kill. He can, if you're talking in terms of combos, hidden can combo you one of the worst in the game, right? I personally think low difficult or doable but careful, because the hidden can really catch you off sometimes, no matter what level run you're on. Easy to kill, exactly. He takes one bullet to kill, or like, he's super easy. So he's either high doable but careful or low difficult. You haven't had much problem with hidden, but has potential to be a bastard? Absolutely, like, if he grabs you on a staircase next to a pit, or he drops you next to a pit, he can just throw you straight into pits. And if there's two hiddens, they pass you back and forth. Like, honestly, he's really, in my opinion, after saying that, he's extremely close to being a dog, but I don't think he's dog enough. I don't think he's got it in him to be a dog. I think he's a difficult creature, difficult monster. Or he drops you literally next to any enemies. Low difficult, I agree. He does have his case for being dog. He has his case for being here. But I think here is the perfect spot for him, is low difficult. All right, who's next? Let's get the spear out the way. The spear is a nuisance. And I understand a lot of enemies are coming into nuisance here, but the spear genuinely is a nuisance. Not a threat. True, he could be not a threat, but you have to remember, he chases you around, he spews on you, he can run away, but when he attaches to your face, you get stunned, and you can't grab any items while he's on your face, really, because you end up throwing up. Spear can actually help you too. That is true. He does also help you though. Not very fast. True. He is free damage. That is true. He is free damage to other monsters. But guys, when he's up in your face, spewing on you, I don't know. I think top, not a threat, low nuisance, right? But all right, we'll go high, not a threat. What do we think, chat? High, not a threat, or low nuisance? What do we think? I think he has his case for being in both. Go low nuisance. Okay, I agree. And he also sounds annoying and looks annoying. I mean, look at him, bro. If we agree on that, then we'll go with that. Okay, next up, let's do Reaper. Reaper, in my opinion, is difficult. I think in general, she's difficult. She's easy to dodge in the sense you can slide under something and she'll always go underneath it to dodge. But she jumps on tables. She's pretty quick. Does a lot of damage. High difficult because you can knock items out of your hand. That is also true. I'd put her above the hidden in difficulty for sure. She's also like, if you want to stun her with a medium object early on, you can only hit her in the back of the head. Like, she can be a real nasty piece of work. She's very close to having like dog status. I also think these two are way more annoying than her. She comes around corners when you're out of stamina. Exactly. If you're out of stamina, you're GG'd. She's dead. Immune to all melees from the front, pretty much. Yeah, she's difficult. She really is difficult. Exact same spot like Huntsman. Yeah, basically. I think I'd rather... Yeah, I don't know which one I'd rather have. I don't know. I can't pick. They're both awful. Okay, let's do the animal. The animal, in my opinion, is second biggest nuisance in the game. Second biggest nuisance in the game. He's hard to grab because of how he moves. He knocks everything out of your hand. Yeah, he knocks you down and does 2 damage. Like, who does 2 damage? This guy, because he's annoying as shit. I hate the animal. If you even try and stun him with an item, he knocks it out of your hand a lot of the time. He is so annoying as an enemy. I think he deserves nuisance. Okay, let's do the mentalist. The mentalist is silent, right? He holds you for like 30 seconds. He does 50 damage on his slam. Is he necessarily hard? No, he's not. He's an easy enemy to deal with, generally. He can catch you off guard really bad. His attack holds you for like 30 seconds. If we're talking annoyance for catching you off guard, he's a dog. But in general, playing, if he doesn't get you off guard and you see him, he's easy, right? He's harder than the blow tie, in my opinion, because he will catch you off more. I think he's doable but careful. And he also grabs items. I think he sits perfectly right here. I think he sits perfectly and doable, but you have to be careful. He is the definition of this category. He is the literal definition of the category. All right, let's go with the headman. The headman, in my opinion, is a dog. Oh, I'll be real. The same reason the robe's a dog, the same reason Peter Baconator is a dog. He camps areas. He's extremely fast. He does a lot of damage. He is a dog. He might be top. He might be the top of dog. I hate him. I genuinely hate him. I think he can fly as well. Exactly. The headman can also fly. Yeah, we're not dealing with this guy. Headman, get into dog. You can sit at the top of it and you can enjoy it. If there was a tier above, he would be there. I 100% agree. And guys, has anyone ever had a headman on like early levels and he just sits there and biting his teeth? He's doing what he does and he just like, oh my god. I hate headman. He's such an annoying monster. Also, another thing that really made me hate him is on the old sort of patch, I would throw him down a hole, and before he would hit the bottom of the hole, he would despawn, right? He would absolutely despawn. He camps. He's an idiot. I hate this guy. I absolutely hate this guy. He can stay at the top of dog. And that leads us to one of the worst creatures, monsters, things in Repo. This is, in my opinion, one of the most annoying creatures in Repo. If he didn't have such little health, he would be here. But at the same time, he is just behind Headman for me in dog. He is such a dog. He is one of the most dangerous creatures in the game by far. Yes, he might only have 80 health or whatever he has. He might only have a little bit of health. But oh my god, if he catches you, which he normally does twice, you're cooked. He will throw people into pits more times than you have ever seen. He is, oh my god, he is probably the biggest run ender out of anyone. We need to get rid of this guy. Devs, remove this guy from the game. If there's multiple monsters, it's GG. Any combos, and yeah, chat's going off on this guy. The upscream, we never want to deal with upscreams. Like, and they're creepy. Not only are they very creepy, they will kill you. It's like, no one ever wants to deal with an upscream. But now, here's the thing. We've got more dogs than difficult. But I think this is kind of accurate. Exactly, the 5% triple upscream. And the only time I've ever wanted upscreams is in orb only round 1. That's the only time I ever want triple upscream. So this is our general tier list for the video. This is our general tier list that we got. Is chat happy with this tier list? I think we've done a pretty good job. So we're pretty happy with this tier list, yeah? Well, there you go. This is mine and my chat's official Repo enemies tier list.